In this video, I will show you how to first create environment on conda, and after creating environment, we will install the other needed package, for example, NumPy, matplotlib, etc. But first of all, we create our own environment. You can see we are now in the base environment. So when you have installed anaconda, or in our case miniconda, when you can search this prompt, and then you can open it, and then in the first time we will be in base environment. So this is the main environment, you can say, or the base environment, and now we'll create our own environment. So, and for that the command is conda create a name. We will give name for that, and let's say we can call it my env. Okay, so that's okay. No, this enter, and our own environment with name my env will be now created. And now here we have to say yes, because we want to create it. And now our new environment is created, but to use that we have to activate it. So using this command conda activate my env. So now you can see here my env environment is now activated. Now whatever we need, for example, even the Jupyter Lab IDE or other Python package, for example NumPy or Pandas, we can now install here, and then we have to work after activating this environment. Like all our packages will be inside this environment. So after creating our own environment, so I have given this name my env, and after activating it, now we can install all your packages, including the ID which we are going to use. So in our case we are going to use Jupyter Lab for our work. So all those packages or Jupyter Lab which we will need, we can now install on this environment. And next time when we will again work, so we first have to activate this, and when we have installed those packages once, and then we can work with all those packages, so using those packages. So now first let's install Jupyter Lab. So for that we'll go to this website anaconda.org, and now let's search for Jupyter Lab. Jupyter Lab, sorry. So this first link, so conda.org/Jupyter Lab, we'll click on that, and we'll copy this first command. So we'll copy it and we'll paste it here. It didn't work. Copy, paste. So I have just clicked the right click. So after you have copied that command, when you click here the right click on your mouse, it will be copied at once. So now let's install that. This could take some time, not too much time, in second actually. and now let's say S because we must install this, and this will be now installed. So after installing Jupyter Lab, now let's first check if it's working, and the command for that is simply typing Jupyter space lab, and then because we don't want to open the scripts or Jupyter Lab on this location, so we can manually put our location, and for that we have to put flag, so minus minus notebook dir. So basically we are just saying that open Jupyter Lab but with this location, and which location, then we have to put there our location. So for example, in my case it's D drive and then this folder. So basically I am going to open Jupyter Lab with this directory. So basically in this directory my scripts or my Jupyter notebook will be saved. So let's now open this. So it's now opened, but because by default Edge is my default browser, so it's opened in Edge. But to open this here in my Firefox, so what I can do is I can simply copy this link. So you can copy one of these links, so either you can copy this link or maybe it's the same. So let's copy this link, copy, and just paste it here. So either in your case, for example, it will be opened in one browser by default, and you can work there. But in my case, because it was opened by default in Edge browser, but I want to work in this Mozilla browser, that's why for that case you can just copy this link and just paste it here. So here is our notebook. So yeah, it's now working. So Jupyter Lab is installed successfully. So now we can close this for now, and we can first install other packages. So this is just our IDE. So other packages, for example NumPy and matplotlib, we have to now install those packages. So let's close this, and it's still running here. So with clicking Ctrl C we can cancel it. So let it be cancelled first. Taking a bit time. So once the Jupyter Lab is now ready, and now let's install other packages. So first we will install NumPy. For that, again we will go to this website and let's search for NumPy. And here, so we'll choose this package. So basically conda -fork /numpy. Just click on this and we'll copy this command. So the first one, copy. So you always have to choose this one. The others are for example for developer, but we will just be using the package. So always choose this one. So now we have copied that, paste it here. Somehow it's not copied. Let's copy it again. Copy, paste. Just right click on your mouse on the anaconda prompt and just press enter. And now I think in my case it's already installed, so it won't install it again, but in your case you will be asked for yes or no. If it is asking for yes, so you just have to type Y and enter. So I mean, after this they will ask you again if you really want to install these packages, because sometimes there is some more dependencies of this package. So not only this package will be installed, there is some other packages, but they will ask you for confirmation, and then you have to type Y for example for yes, and then press enter, and then NumPy will be installed. But I think in my case it's already installed, so they will for example tell me that it's already installed. Maybe let's wait. So you can see in my case it's saying all requested packages already installed. So in my case it's already installed, but in your case just have to choose or type Y and press enter, then it will be installed. So it's the same. And then now let's look for pandas. So you have to search like this, pandas, not just panda. So pandas, this is the second package we are going to install after NumPy. So click on this link, conda for pandas, and copy this first link. So first command, let's copy it, paste it here, press enter. I think it's already installed in my environment, so I think I will get the same message again. But again, in your case, they will ask you for confirmation, so just put their Y and enter. So as you can see, it's saying all packages already installed, so it's already installed in my case. So in your case it will be installed now. And the third package which we will need is matplotlib. So basically matplotlib is for visualization. For example, if you want to get some plots, or if you want to plot some data, so for that we can use matplotlib. And remember, we will use this package matplotlib and not matplotlib base. We'll use this one, and yeah, of course from conda fork. So click on this link, conda-fork/matplotlib, and then we'll copy the first command from here. So just copy it and again paste it like this. And again, I think in my case it's also already installed. So but let's try it again. So I'm going to get the same message again, but in your case, yeah, you have to just you will be asked to put Y or no. Y for to accept that it will be installed, and N for not accepting. So yeah, you have to accept it, so you have to just type Y and enter, so it will be coming later. But in my case it won't come because it's already installed. So now matplotlib is also installed. So in my case it was already installed, that's why I'm getting this message, but in your case it will be installed now. So now we have installed all three packages, firstly NumPy, and then Pandas, and then matplotlib. So now all our packages are installed, plus we have also already installed our Jupyter Lab, so we will be working with Jupyter Lab. So now let's test this. So now let's open Jupyter Lab. So the command is simply Jupyter space lab, and we want to open it in a specific location. So that could be our working space, for example. So we have to put this flag note book dir, and the location where we want to save our scripts, and that will be, let me copy the address, so the path, so paste it. So my scripts will be saved is at this location, so it's D drive and then into this folder. Now let's press enter, and now this will open my Jupyter notebook. And as our Jupyter Lab is opened in my Edge, because yeah, again Edge is my default browser, so I will just close it there, and I will copy one of these links. So I will copy this link and simply put this here. So my Jupyter notebook will be opened here. So you can also create new notebook by clicking here. We are using Python, so just click here Python 3, and you will open one new notebook. And I will just remove this is my old stuffs, and this is our notebook. So you can also rename it, for example, just right click and then rename, for example, test script, for example. So this is our notebook or our script. Now let's test our packages. For example, if we want to use NumPy, then we have to import it. So import NumPy as NP, because NumPy, we always have to write NumPy afterward if we want to use that. So it's just making it smaller, so we are kind of renaming it. So instead of putting NumPy, when we want to use it later, we'll only put NP. And let's also import pandas as PD. Let's also import matplotlib. Just a second. So to plot with matplotlib, this package has many things, but we only want to use plot from that. So plot tool. So we have to copy. So we have to import pyplot, actually pyplot. So from matplotlib, we'll use pyplot, and we'll just use it as plt, so it makes our code smaller. Let's run it. So, yeah, so there is no error, so all these tools are installed correctly. So now let's simply use NumPy, for example. So for example, let's create an array, or let's just print the value of pi. So we can use print np.pi. So pi, it has, I think, 3.14 value. So let's just print, and so here you go. So basically NumPy is working, and we can print the value of pi like this. So now let's also test pandas. So to test panda, let's take an example. So let's suppose we have a data. It could be some value from I don't know, maybe some temperature value or some prices of something, but just for an example. So let's say the value is 22. For example, let's take a price of something. Let's say the price uh, in year 2020 was 22, in year 2021 is now 23, in year 2023 maybe it's decreased to 20, and it goes, for example, like this, maybe decrease again, and now let's say suppose it's increase again. So this is, let's say, our data, and now let's create a data frame of this data. So data frame is just to store all the data, so not just one data, so it can store more datas. And I will again explain later how why we need actually pandas, but the aim is now here just to test if pandas is working. So we will make a data frame out of that data. So for that we'll take this command pd.dataframe with these values. So let's enter, and now our data frame is created. Let's print it once, df. So you can see here we have these values 22, 23, 20. So panda is also working. So now you can just click on plus to add new lines. And now let's also test matplotlib. So as you have seen, pandas is also working. So now let's test matplotlib. So we'll use this function plt. So we can plot like this, plt dot plot, and what we want to plot, this data frame. So just copy paste, or you can type it, and let's press enter and see, this is our plot. Let's make it smaller. So this is our plot now. So for that and for this we have used matplotlib and this function. So the aim was just to test if everything is working, and yes, everything is working now. And now we can do our task here. So thank you for watching this video.